your spot, put it in park. Here we go.
It's the Free Parking Podcast, presented by Office Jockeys, racing to the weekend. What is going on, everybody? Deaver here with episode 56 of the Free Parking Podcast, alongside my co-host Bush.
Deaver, so excited to be here tonight, not only because of what we have going on while we're recording in the Flyers and Bruins game, but also what we have this weekend, my friend.
The Super Bowl. Super Bowl 55 is on its way, and it's bittersweet, honestly. As much as I'm excited of being here, the Super Bowl being in my backyard, two great teams, going to have an awesome matchup, it's the last football game of the year. And honestly, I'm kind of hurt about it.
You're a little beat up over it. I can tell.
I mean, this Sunday was awful. This past Sunday was terrible. We had the Madden Pro Bowl, the Madden Twitch Pro Bowl going on. I mean, what are we going to do every Sunday here on out?
Well, it's hockey time now, Deaves, and the Flyers did play on Sunday, so that was definitely a good little relief.
That is true. That is true. I'll probably get a lot more done, be a little more productive. I mean, for a lot of us, like the window from 12 noon to midnight is basically shut down during football season. So maybe we'll pick up a new hobby or something. You know, maybe we'll make some more content here instead of sitting on the couch watching the games.
Start a podcast or something.
Start a podcast, yeah. Maybe start streaming video games or something. We'll work on it. We'll work on it. A couple housekeeping items as we usually start out with. First off, ThinkCap dropped a new podcast episode this week, another edition of his Challenger series. Bush, how'd you make out?
I had a rough outing in my first Challenger series. See, it was very, very sports trivia driven. And while a lot of you who listen to this podcast know that I don't know the nuts and bolts of sports. Right. I know sports. I don't know the nuts and bolts like many of our other counterparts in the Free Parking brand do. So when the specific sports questions were asked, I was stumped. Whereas I got the one question right that was about something that was completely unsports related, which was the Dr. Seuss and Ford question. I'll leave it at that so you guys can go listen to the rest. But it was tough, man. It was tough.
I love the format, though. Honestly, I'm going to put my audition in or my resume in to be on the Challenger series. It seems exciting. I love the flow. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, Fundy as well dropped a new edition of the Hot Corner. So he spelled out all of his Super Bowl prop bet picks. Obviously, he's taking the Chiefs big. But another great episode from Fundy. And special shout out to DJ Nader. Back in the booth, editing both pods. A lot of fun little tidbits throughout. Really love that stuff.
It's so good to have him back on the ones and twos, editing these
and twos.
Dude, it's so good. He's in his element. He's editing things. He's adding his little spin to it. And just like he did for episodes, probably 1 through
50, 45?
40, I'd say. Yeah, 1 through 40. When you and I would say something like, the one that's glaring in my mind is the Embiid clip, where we said something about Embiid. And he threw the Embiid clip. Like, it's just cool little things like that he's so good at.
MVP Nader. Bush, why don't you hit us with a little esports update as well as we're finishing up housekeeping here?
Deeves, esports is going crazy right now. Every single person that's representing the Free Parking brand on Twitch is absolutely firing on all cylinders. Everyone's making TikToks. Everyone's posting on Instagram. It's going very, very well. And because of that, there's room for growth. And we want to expand and allow all of those who are interested in joining the Free Parking Esports, Free Parking Gaming team. We want you guys to apply, because what we want to do, and like I said multiple episodes ago, Deeves, we want to have a streamer going during every time zone the United States has to offer. And when big enough, we want to have every time zone on the freaking planet. But right now, our primary goal is to add on a new streamer, content creator, Twitch streamer specifically to our group, expand, join in on the fun, join in on the community growth and the cohesiveness that we all have. You guys can go to the link in our Instagram bio. You'll see it's the very top tab. Click on that, read through it. If it's for you, there's no reason you shouldn't apply. If it's not, and you want to, set some goals, get there, and I'd be happy to take a look.
Very cool. Be part of the elite Free Parking gaming crew. I watch I try to at least tune in to every stream. It's pretty impossible to watch all of you guys in full, but I love chiming in, saying what's up. The community is amazing. Even though I'm not in the chat the entire time, saying what's up, saying hi. watching you get killed a couple times in Call of Duty. It's perfect. Makes my night. Log back out, get my stuff done, do it again the next day.
You gave me a phone call the other day midstream saying something about you coming out of retirement. What's up with that?
So I was watching the stream. I saw Tones, one of the free parking gamers, post that he's having a Call of Duty Warzone tournament. There's money involved. It's basically like gambling. It's gambling and video games mixed together, kind of like, you know, betting on yourself. You throw in $15 into a prize pool or whatnot, try to win the whole tournament. I haven't played video games since May. As Bush was streaming, shot him in the chat. Bush, I'm calling you right now. Put it on speaker for the whole chat to hear. My plan is to come out of retirement Monday, Tuesday next week to play with you and DJ Nader as a part of our team in this tournament. What do you say?
So initially I told you I couldn't be more happy to have you play by my side. Then as stream went on, about an hour and a half later, because we normally stream for 3-4 hours, about an hour and a half later after the phone call, I really digested what you told me, Thieves. And then I remembered all the prior paid tournaments that I played in. And remembered the opponents that are in those tournaments. Opponents like our guy Halite. Opponents like our guy Riggs. Opponents like our guy freaking Tones, who's running the thing. And all his boys that play.
Dude, for the birds.
Thieves, it's a great content piece. And I absolutely will probably wind up playing in this. However, I do want you to know we will get absolutely embarrassed by these squads.
But there's a chance. But there's a chance. And that's all I need. That's all I need. Just a couple hours of hope. I mean, honestly, we could go in there and shock the world. I really think they won't expect it. I don't even know what the scoring parameters are, but they won't expect us. We'll be stealthy. We'll be dark horses. We'll be underdogs. I mean, who doesn't? Hungry dogs run faster, basically, is what I'm getting at here. Right. And myself, maybe, you know, it's kind of like riding a bike. You get back on the games, didn't skip a beat.
I'll tell you what, though, there is skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty Warzone. So my thoughts are, you host. If you're hosting and Nader and I join your game, not only will be playing console players, but, they do this all the time. This is what they used to do with me. I was in your shoes when I played with Riggs and Halite and Tones. They're like, yo, let's play on console so the people we play are ass water.
So you were a noob too.
Yes, and still pretty much am. Warzone is so tough.
All right, we'll keep in touch about that one. I'm in if you're in. I'm sure Nader's in too.
Yeah.
So let's get down to the nitty gritty here. The Super Bowl is upon us, and let me tell you that since the last podcast, the entire city is kind of lit up here in Tampa, the Tampa Bay area for Super Bowl. First off, there's signage basically everywhere. If you don't realize Super Bowl is coming, you're probably blind. You're missing it. Light pole banners, billboards. They have like these huge LED lights they're shooting on buildings. There's been fireworks shows almost every single night. No place really parties like Tampa. They probably had a ton of fireworks stashed over from like Gasparilla, which got postponed as well, that pirate festival. So they've just been launching fireworks off randomly throughout the day. Like I'm pretty sure it was sunset at one point. Like the sun was still up and there's fireworks coming off a pirate ship.
Right.
But they're gassed. They're gassed here. A ton of parties and, you know, different activities going on. The NFL Experience is set up in one park. They have a satellite version of that and 2 or 3 others. NFL shops, pop-up stores all around the entire city. It's been a cool vibe. I've been checking in and out different places. Armature Works is a really big open air or open type restaurant facility here. It's one of those places where like there's 20 restaurants a part of it, but you can kind of grab and go and pick and choose whatever you'd like. I'm really dumbing it down. It's actually sick. It's like this massive warehouse structure. Massive warehouse structure. Looks like pretty like rustic and like industrial. Has like a sick rooftop bar, 2 sick fine dining restaurants, and then the entire inside is like a bunch of quick service pop in and out, ramen, Mexican, barbecue, etc. Where you can like grab a bite here and a bite there. Food hall, beer hall style, if that makes sense. Regardless, it's located on the Riverwalk. Fantastic sunsets, and on top of that, CBS Sports Network has their pre and post game coverage located right there. Coverage throughout the entire week. They got a crew up there at all times. I'm pretty sure they're live until like midnight every night from this location. And the backdrop is this gorgeous Tampa skyline. So I was there this week, saw a couple of the guys. I saw Kevin Carter from CBS Sports, longtime St. Louis Ram, former Super Bowl champion. But yeah, totally sick setup. We'll put up some pictures as a part of this. Beyond that, the NFL shop is another one, man. Like once you and me, like if you were here, nobody spends my money better than you. These NFL shops, these pop-up stores, you said what? If you were here, you would spend no less than
three. No less
than $3.
No less.
I walked in the other night and I got 2 programs. Just 2 programs. I'm kind of getting stage fright when I go to buy a shirt or a hat or any other piece of memorabilia. I got two programs, $50 for pieces
sealed
of paper.
Though, right? Totally sealed.
So I got 2 programs. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I want to get. Like, honestly, I want to buy the store worth of merch. But like that T-shirt's going to last, I don't know, 10 wears, right? And then it's going to kind of get ratty and old, and I'm not going to want to wear it that much anymore. And yada yada. It's going to sit in my closet until I either throw it to Goodwill or it becomes a quilt
or a tank top. Which, hey,
kind of
you wear
cool.
A lot of.
But what I'm getting at is I wanted to get something more like timeless memorabilia. I was thinking football. The helmets are super expensive. So I ended up getting a program. Thought that was kind of cool. Totally sealed. So it sits on my bookshelf. Scooped that up. A lot of cool stuff out there, though.
The programs are really cool. And it was one thing that, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I snagged a handful of the Stadium Series programs and I dished them out. And I was like, yo, like this is an important program here because it's sealed. And it's the first ever outdoor game the Flyers won. And now you have a program of the first ever Super Bowl that a home team actually plays in their home stadium. So you have 2 programs sealed that have a little bit more meaning than your typical program for an event like that.
I think a program's a good one too. Beyond like the ticket, which like obviously like you were there, it kind of is like the trading card boom that's happening right now with like the Gary V stuff, sports trading cards, Pokemon trading cards. Like it's something first off that's like easily concealable, right? Like it fits well into a bookshelf or a nice plastic case, but at the same time means a ton. And it's rather inexpensive at purchase, but like hopefully the resale at some point, like the value of it would go up. I mean, think about like these football helmets are worth $400. The footballs were like $100 a piece. So like, I don't know if I was going to drop on that. The other thing down here, unlike other places around the country, bars and restaurants pretty much wide open down here, right? Indoor dining, outdoor dining, a little bit mix of both. Places are selling out like crazy. I've heard of a couple popular spots that are offering tickets and/or tables up to $2,000 worth here in Tampa. And it's not really even for the locals, it's for the out-of-towners too that are coming in trying to find a spot because nobody can really get to the bowl itself this year. I mean, I think we probably broke it down in the last podcast, but there's 20,000 tickets available, right? Let's do the quick math here. 20,000 tickets available. 7,500 of the tickets are going to healthcare workers. Another 3,500, I believe, go to the NFL sponsors. So you're already in like the 12s. Another like 2,000 a piece go to the teams themselves for their players and families and, you know, their sponsors. You're at like 4,000 tickets. Quick math there, top of the head. Quick math there. 4,000 tickets available for general spectators to purchase.
Right.
And at that point, obviously they're worth $12,000. It's the elitist of the elite. But there's a tons of out-of-town Bucks fans and obviously out-of-town Chiefs fans that want to get into town to get close to the action. So I found a spot. Again, pretty socially distant. It's going to be cool. Outdoor. They have like a 25-foot screen, table, the whole nine. Did not spend $2,000. Spent $50 on it. But basically, the city's going to be kind of lit up that week.
You kind of touched on this earlier, but the reason these outdoor bars and all this stuff, they're selling like the normal price or a little less than the normal price for a Super Bowl ticket because all these people are flying in, like you said, out-of-staters that are either locked in their home or let me go down to Florida. Florida's maximizing and monetizing their ability to be open right now.
Dude, you can totally tell. Some of the Super Bowl festivities that I've seen, there's a lot of fans from different teams and areas around the country here right now. Not even the local mix, right? Like I'm a Steelers fan wearing a Steelers hat. It's an abnormal mix of fans, an extraordinary mix of fans here right now in the Tampa area, which is really cool to see. You're walking around the NFL experience and you have an Eagles, a Vikings, a Panthers, a Seahawks, a Steelers, a Bucks, a Chiefs fan, all in the same space at this like mecca of NFL football at this point in time, which is, it's pretty cool to be a part of. And it's all here right now.
It's really cool. I was actually a part of the NFL experience in Times Square when it was a brick and mortar location that was permanently there. I went about 3 times, twice for work and once with the lady, and it was a blast, man. Now, the one that you went to, did they have a 4D movie theater you could sit in? Probably not because of social distancing.
No.
But, so the one in Times Square, it was because Times Square is so tight, they can't go deep. So you either go up or you go down. And so you go down first and you work your way through and you go back up. And at one point when you're down there, there was a whole 4D movie theater, and you ran through, you were like in the cage of a guy, like in their helmet. And it was snowing, and it started snowing in the movie theater. It was raining. They started throwing it. It was crazy. Pre-COVID times, obviously.
Yeah.
But really, really cool.
Yeah, there's some other stuff going on too. I'll probably check out throughout the rest of the week. Fireworks is on my list. I've seen them from afar. Haven't seen them up close. And a couple other spots, hit them here and there before the big day on Sunday, which we'll talk to you next week, kind of recap what we have going on. I've been sending a ton of pictures of the free parking Instagram. If you haven't checked it out, ton of pictures. Pretty much every day we throw up one of just what I've seen being down here, boots on the ground in Tampa. And without further ado, why don't we get to the how are you feeling as the matchup? We told the group, episode 55, we're going to wait. We're not going to get into it yet. Give us some time to process. Well, now we've processed, and we are here to give you our Super Bowl predictions, put them on paper right now on the record. What do you got?
So before we get into me finally giving you my dead answer as to who I think is going to win this game, I want to run through an on the record, rapid fire, receipts taken, receipts kept.
Yep.
Blitz of questions for you to answer for me.
Okay.
And this is where we'll keep our receipts.
Okay.
Okay. At the very end is where I ask you who you think is going to win.
Okay.
And then we can talk about the score.
Okay.
If you'd like.
No score at the end, just the team.
Just the team. We'll get into the score after.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
So I'm up first for this rapid fire.
Yes, you're up first.
All of them.
Yeah. And dude,
gone.
Fast. All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. Set hike. Coin toss. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Color liquid dumped on the coach.
Blue.
Anthem length over under a minute 59 seconds.
Over.
More passing touchdowns, Brady or Mahomes?
Brady.
More rushing touchdowns, Brady or Mahomes?
Brady.
Will a player leave at any time due to concussion symptoms?
Yes.
Will any scoring drive take less than the time it takes to sing the national anthem?
Yes.
And who's the big winner?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
All right.
I didn't say that confident at all at the end. Honestly,
You did not.
If I went back, more passing touchdowns, I would go Mahomes. I would go Mahomes for more passing touchdowns. I did not mean to say Brady. I meant to say Brady for the rushing touchdowns. I feel like he's going to sneak one in there.
We stamped it. We
I
stamped
know.
it. After you
I know.
said
We
Bucks,
stamped it.
bro.
I was all Bucks. Honestly, that's my heart. A lot of that is my heart.
Mhm.
My brain and my wallet might be somewhere else.
Mhm.
But let's go back the opposite direction. I want to hear you. Same answers. Same questions, different answers.
I'm ready.
Okay. Set hike. Heads or tails? Coin toss.
Tails.
Color of the liquid dumped on the coach.
Clear.
Length of the national anthem. Over under 159.
Under.
More passing touchdowns. Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
Brady.
More rushing touchdowns. Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
Mahomes.
Will a player leave at any time due to concussion symptoms?
No.
Will any scoring drive take less than the time it takes to sing the national anthem?
Yes.
Will there be a nip slip at the halftime show?
Yes.
Who's the big winner?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay. All right. All right.
So not bad there. See, my difference from what you initially answered was the rushing touchdowns. I feel like, like you said, Brady will probably do that 4th and 1 push behind the offensive line to get in maybe. Whereas I feel like Mahomes is just kind of going to have those skirt outs, just kind of dive in. So I'm going to go with Mahomes on that one.
There's no guarantee that one of them scores a rushing touchdown, but if I had to place a bet of hey, this person to score a rushing touchdown, I would say Tom, just because he's the best sneaker. He's the best sneaker in the National Football League, I would say. And it seems like that'd be, I don't know, there might be a need for a gritty play where Mahomes has the options 10, 15 yards out.
Right.
I don't know. Might need more of a gritty play from Brady there.
I see what you're saying. So, Deeves, let's talk about the score here. Obviously, go ahead. Start with yours.
I heard a stat today, and it was kind of toting Patrick Mahomes, which again, this is kind of the game of the current GOAT and the potential, best candidate to confront the GOAT. And it was about Patrick Mahomes and his win-loss record. Patrick Mahomes, in all the losses he's ever had, has scored more than 30 points. Don't hold me to that, but in his last 6 or something starts, he's scored more than 30 points in a loss. So I think for the Bucs to win this game, need to score high. And I don't think they'll be able to not let Kansas City score high, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's going to get to 30, but the Buccaneers need to put up 31 points here. It needs to go 31-28. 31-28 Bucs.
31-28
I don't know how I get to 31, but that sounds doable.
Absolutely.
Right? Because 28, you get 20, 24, 27, 31. No. Let me work on that. How you get that? No. 28 points, 4 touchdowns, and a field goal would get you to 31. Yep. 4 tuds from the Bucs plus a field goal, 31 points.
Great math.
Good math.
Great math.
Off
Great
the top
math.
of the head right there, right? Great math.
Yeah, that was on the fly.
That's my score. What's your score?
So I think this is going to be in the top 3 highest scoring Super Bowls ever.
Wow.
So I think this game, if not the most high scoring, I think this game is going to be 49-45 Buccaneers.
49-45?
49-45 Buccaneers.
The highest score ever in a Super Bowl was the San Francisco 49ers, who put up 55 points. Let me see what the highest game total was. It was 1995 between the San Francisco 49ers and the San Diego Chargers in Super Bowl 29. 49-26 Chargers. And most recently, Super Bowl 52 between the Eagles and the Patriots, 41-33. For those that might forget.
Now, consider that Super Bowl 52.
Yep.
And recall the offenses.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close. I mean,
so
not even close. JV to this varsity team. Not even close.
So if those two offenses did 41-30, whatever, what the hell are these offenses going to put up on two defenses that are
both the defenses are bend, don't break. They're not defenses. You know what I mean? I would say here, nobody really has the true edge, week by week. It's week in and week out. One of them is the better D.
It's going to be an offensive. It's going to be an offensive Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, the Chiefs don't lose by less than 30. So if you have the Bucs winning, you need those Bucs putting up 40 points.
At least.
I stayed on the shallower side, the 31, and that 31-28. I'm going to stick to that on the record.
On the record. So one more time. These on the record for you?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31, Kansas City Chiefs 28. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are your Super Bowl 56-5 champions.
And my final pick is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 49, the Kansas City Chiefs 45, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning the first ever Super Bowl hosted in the home team stadium.
You jacked me up by saying the Bucs were scoring 49 points. I was the 49ers are in this game. Did you get jacked up? I was I would have totally botched that for some reason.
Nah, I did not.
A couple oddities to this game, though, for sure. Obviously, with COVID protocols, the Kansas City Chiefs are not traveling to Tampa this week. I think one cool thing about the Super Bowl every single time is the media day. They usually take the entire, Super Bowl site, deck it out with different booths for the players to set up at, and a ton of media members kind of crowd around each and ask them a ton of different questions, whether it's about the game, about, what got them there to this point in their career. Media day went virtual. Had some funny clips of Andy Reid with the ring light reflecting in his glasses. But at the same time, Chiefs were not in town to have media day. So the Chiefs will arrive on Saturday. How do you think it's going to affect them coming in on Saturday, like a normal NFL away game before the biggest game of the year?
Well, like you just said, Deeves, I think it's going to feel like a normal. Honestly, I think it's going to help because everything you just said.
Help who?
It's going to help the Chiefs.
Yes.
Because they're sitting at home kind of doing their normal routine, what they would do any given Sunday. Yes. And then they're just going to fly in, play the game, and get out. So they're not there drinking, having a good time, talking to the media.
Having to go to parties, this and that, entertaining. And at the same time, too, in the first ever opportunity for a home team to have that advantage of sleeping at home before they go to the Super Bowl and being there that entire week, like in their own kind of dojo, the Chiefs don't give away that advantage because they get to do the exact same thing that the Bucs are doing.
Right, and just fly to a typical away game. And it literally is an away game. You're playing the home team in their home stadium. I mean, dude, speaking of media day and what you just brought up on last episode, you whipped out a piece of clothing that you had recently got. I want to whip out a piece of clothing that I got during Super Bowl 52 that all the players got to wear during media day. It's sick, and I want to show all the people on YouTube what we're rocking here.
Cool. Look at that.
There she is.
Look at that piece. Oh my God.
She is, man.
That's beautiful. Is that I don't see you wear that often. Is that locked away in the closet? Is that under lock and key in the vault?
It is. As you see, it took me a minute to go and grab it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I keep this thing locked away. She's it's like I call it my spaceman outfit. Look at this. Stand up on the couch here. It's long, bro.
What is that? Was Nike testing out some type of like
I don't know
SpaceX material?
It was when I got it and received it. It was a $400 Nike jacket, $400 more, and it's like thin. It's like a windbreaker.
My question is, why isn't that in a frame yet?
Yeah, it should be. It really should be. But dude, it's one of those things that's got a mac and cheese stain on it too, which sucks. But,
what? I thought you had under lock and key, so you didn't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I wore it one time. Of course, I stained it.
The amount of times, I mean, the odds of you having mac and cheese while wearing that are very high. If you had that on, you are most likely eating mac and cheese while donning that, even if you wore it once or twice.
Of course, yes.
They're about to makes sense. Makes sense. As much as I'm hyping up the Buccaneers, I think it's a homer pick for me. I'll be honest. I'm going to come clean here. I'm on the record saying the Bucs. I'm going to come clean. I really think the Bucs have to play a perfect game this weekend. I think they have to play a perfect game. The Kansas City Chiefs are too dangerous for the Bucs to make any mistakes. Tom Brady cannot throw 3 interceptions. He can't throw 2 interceptions. Honestly, I might go and say he can't throw 1 interception. I'm going to say the Bucs pull this one out due to their experience. I can't really say experience because the Chiefs have the experience. But like Tom Brady, I'm not betting against Tom Brady in his home stadium. That's kind of where I keep coming back to is like that hope or that like homer pick of like, I'm a Brady guy. I don't want Mahomes to be the guy. I don't.
I can't believe you just said that.
Said what?
You just said.
What?
That dude, you're on a seesaw. You're on the think cap seesaw right now, bro.
I'm just letting everybody know how I've been feeling this entire week. I want the Bucs to win. I hope the Bucs are going to win. I think the Bucs are going to win, but like they got to play the perfect game because the Kansas City Chiefs are the fucking team, bro. Like they are the team. If the Bucs make one instant mistake, dude, 14 points on the board, no doubt. Muffed punt, 14 points. Interception, 14 points. Not 7, 14. Like they'll keep going. They'll keep going. They'll make a turnover. They'll score the touchdown. Then they'll do a trick play. Everybody's going to spin the back of the end zone, send another one. They have so many weapons. Like the Bucs D, like we said, they're a bend not break. They're a decent D, but like so many weapons. I think the defensive front for the Buccaneers has to get to the quarterback. I think that rookie Winfield's got to make an INT, and they have to play a perfect game on offense to beat them. They really do. That's what I mean. 31-20, it's going to be close again, just like the last one was.
I'm sticking with the Bucs. I'm sticking with my pick.
I'm there. I'm there too. I'm just saying it's got to be a perfect game.
I am not even thinking about the Chiefs. Like in the slightest.
Dude,
thinking about the Chiefs.
That's a mistake. That's a mistake.
Not even thinking about them.
That's a mistake.
I'm never betting against Alabama. I'm never betting against Brady in the Super Bowl.
Exactly. But like LSU comes around every now and then.
Yeah, but not back to back.
They're the defending champions.
Not back to back. Where was LSU last year? Where were they this year?
That's different.
Oh, now it's different. Now it's different. Dude, I'm not even thinking about the Chiefs. Chiefs who? 49 points. They're going to put up just shy of 50 against the Chiefs.
50 burger on the Chiefs in the bowl at home.
Big game
at home. Raise the Lombardi. Drive 15 minutes back to the mansion.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
On the river.
Kids, put the kids back on the bus.
Next
7 a.m. next morning. No problem.
No problem.
I'm in.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
I'm in. Sounds great.
Sounds great.
We're done here. Hey, beyond the big game, though, some other updates in the National Football League this week. Matthew Stafford has been traded to the Los Angeles Rams for none other than Jared Goff, 2 first-round picks, and a third. Came to a shock. We knew that there was going to be a lot of quarterback shakeup in the NFL this offseason, including possibly Stafford after him and the Lions kind of agreed to pursue other options for him. I just didn't think this was going to happen this early. What do you think about the trade, Bush?
I am okay with the trade because, to me, Stafford's on the last leg of his career, and the Rams want to be a win-now team. And Jared Goff simply just wasn't their guy to win with them right now. He brought him to a Super Bowl, and he absolutely pooped an egg. However, Jared Goff released a statement, I believe it was today, thanking LA, nothing but respect for LA, doing what he should have done, what he was probably supposed to do, what he was told to do.
Very true.
And said, I can't wait for Detroit. And whether it was true or whether it was BS, it was in writing, and it was high energy, good vibes, and he's ready to just go back to work in Detroit. So I'm happy for it. But on the other hand as well, Deeves, the people of Detroit don't really want him either. So I don't know, man. It's weird. It's really weird.
I think even though the Rams sent a ton to Detroit, I think the Rams still, for now, won this trade. First off, Matt Stafford still is in his best years. I mean, I know he's on his way out, but I think he, like you said, he could help a win now Rams team. And at the same time, in Detroit, I feel like it's Detroit not really looking for Jared Goff to be the savior, and Jared Goff not really wanting to be with Detroit. Like, who's going to say they want to go to the Lions? And that's the tough part for both of them. But Jared Goff now has an opportunity to be kind of the Lions' passion project and revitalize his career, because he's the only thing they got going for him. It's just Jared Goff and company. So they'll really be able to put, his pen to the paper and figure out if he can be the guy.
And it wasn't just a personnel trade too. There was a lot of money, a lot of picks involved. And
yes,
I think the true winner of the trade was the Lions. I mean, ultimately, I think it was the Lions, because you still don't know what you're going to get from Stafford. The guy could get hit one time by one of those beasts in Seattle on the defense and go down. Whereas Goff, same thing, little injury prone, but the Lions have a ton of picks just in case he goes down.
Correct.
Whereas the Rams don't.
The Rams don't, and the Rams have dished out a ton of first-round picks. The Rams' last first-round pick they've ever taken was Jared Goff in 2016. Ever since then, they've been trading him left and right for Jalen Ramsey, now for Stafford. They won't have a first overall pick till 2024 at this point. So the Rams, like we said, are very, very, very win now. The trade's spicy, though, man. You don't get to see trades like this in the NFL much. Blockbuster deals, 2 quarterbacks going, big market team like LA. It's exciting, and I hope that what it does is it drives up a little bit more need, a little bit more, contention for Deshaun Watson, which we talked about in the previous episode.
Absolutely. Very excited to see where Deshaun's going to go, but more excited, like you just said, to see what he's going to go for. Now, Stafford went for 2 first-round picks and another starting quarterback.
Yeah.
So a team better be ready to loan him the house or give him the house if they're going to want Deshaun Watson, because like we went through with his stats a couple pods ago, Deeves, the guy's got it. And if the team doesn't have it, they're not going to be able to get him.
And people come out and say that it's a different situation, right? The Watson to the Stafford, it's a different trade. Like, it is, but at the same time, it isn't. Like, there's 2 teams that need a quarterback. The team that needed a quarterback, as in the Rams, who, like, quote unquote needed one, didn't want Goff, sent a ton over for the guy. So if anybody else is going to need, quote unquote, a quarterback like Deshaun Watson, the Texans aren't walking away for nothing. And it sounds like another team that a team that was rumored to get Deshaun Watson, the Carolina Panthers, almost had a deal for Matt Stafford. I love when this stuff comes out late. They were very, very close to have a deal for Matt Stafford at the last minute. LA sent a better one. It probably was Jared Goff as the replacement, is my guess, for Stafford. That made the switch happen. The other one, this one's more surprising, is that the Rams were all in on pursuing Aaron Rodgers from the Packers. And you saw what happened last week after, he lost the NFC Championship game. Those comments in the post-game press conference. Very, very interesting. The Green Bay Packers rebuttal was no freaking way.
One team you didn't mention here, Deeves, that was allegedly about to land Matthew Stafford as well was the Washington football team. A lot of teams were going after Matthew Stafford here, and the Washington football team, I feel like, would have been an even better landing spot for him.
Yeah.
Even better landing spot for him than the LA Rams, because I feel like the Washington football team is truly on an upward trajectory in the NFC East to be able to win the division year after year moving forward. They did it this year. They were the king of the crap.
Yeah.
But they were still the king of the crap, which means that they're better than the rest. So I would have loved to have seen Stafford there. I would have hated it because he's in the Birds division, but I think it would have been really good for his career to play teams like the Eagles all the time and the Giants all the time. Teams with, I don't know. I just think it would be really cool, Dave.
And Stafford, I feel like, would take them instantly to the top of the NFC East. That's what I think. I think he would.
Look at the other quarterbacks.
They were, but I think he would cement them as the favorite for the next couple of years in the NFC East.
I agree. He's better than Carson. He's better than Hurts.
Danny Jones.
He's better than Danny Jones.
Than Dak.
Better than Dak. Better than Andy Dalton. I mean, truly, he would have walked right in there and took him right to the number one, I think.
Now let's go to the opposite side. What if Aaron Rodgers actually went to the Los Angeles Rams?
I think it would be the perfect ride off into the sunset for Aaron Rodgers.
I think it'd be the coolest thing to happen in a long time in the NFL. First off, he probably looked pretty damn cool in his jersey, even though he doesn't have a ton of swag. The bright lights of LA, the brand new stadium. He's a California kid. I think that'd be a cool piece to it as well.
Yeah.
Plus, the Rams are kind of nasty. Wait a minute. Would Aaron Rodgers be the same age as Sean McVay? Would he be the first quarterback ever to be the same age as his head coach? They'd be pretty damn close. if not older. Literally, it might be his little brother on the sidelines.
Yeah. It would be really cool for Aaron Rodgers to go to the LA Rams, man, because like you said, not only would he look super sick in an LA Rams uniform in that brand new stadium, but California kid going full circle, ends his career right where he got his start, and just rides off into the West Coast, man. Just how gorgeous would that sound? I got nothing against Rodgers.
It's not going to happen, but, bro, he's 2 years older than Sean McVay.
Yeah.
He'd be the first ever quarterback probably to be older than his head coach.
I would be willing to take that bet.
No, he is. Yeah, overall, right, of all time. He's the only one. He's 37. McVay's 35.
Wow. I wonder how that dynamic would win. And I feel like that's like LeBron, any new head coach being on the team that LeBron is on. I feel like that's what that dynamic would be like. It's just weird to think about.
Matt Stafford's 32. He's only 3 years younger than Sean McVay. They probably played college ball at the same time. The other weird part about the Sean McVay, last point about this, the other weird part about the Sean McVay, Matt Stafford ordeal is that, did you know that they were both in Mexico at the same time of the trade? Did you hear that story?
I'm sorry, Matt Stafford and who?
Sean McVay, the coach of the Rams. Did you hear that story? They were both in Mexico?
No.
So apparently they were both at the same resort in God knows where, Cancun or Punta Cana or Acapulco, or what's the West Coast? Cabo? Is it the West Coast resort destination of Mexico?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Regardless, they're in this resort city in Mexico. McVay was working very hard on the trade beforehand. He got out of Dodge because him and his girlfriend had this vacation plan. They go on vacation. The trade deal gets done. They call McVay. McVay calls Stafford. Stafford's like, hey, by the way, I'm in Mexico hanging out right now. So was Stafford. They linked up for dinner the night of their trade in Cabo, wherever the hell they were in Mexico. Talk about interesting. I don't buy it. I don't really buy it. You don't buy it either, right?
I don't buy it for a second that was a coincidence.
They met in Mexico to go over. They already knew the trade was done. You're calling BS too, right? That's bogus. There's no way a guy from Detroit and a guy from Los Angeles are both meeting in Cabo at the same exact time as one of the bigger trades in NFL history has gone down the past 10, 15 years.
What's going through my mind right now is like, how could McVay have done anything? Did Stafford have any say in where he went?
I don't know if he had a no trade clause or not. I don't know.
If Stafford had say in where he went, there was no way that was a coincidence they were both in Mexico together, because McVay paid for Stafford to go down there, and Stafford said, yeah, I want to be a Ram. Trade me to the Rams if they give me a deal.
Some kind of like little interview for both of them, right? Like it was just like, hey, let's meet each other. Let's see if this is going to work before like we link up the deal. Like there's no way. There's no way. Even if they both said, even if like nobody paid for nothing, they were like, let's fly down here and figure this out together if this trade should happen. And Stafford called back to Detroit, let's lock it in. McVay called back to the GM of the Rams, hey, let's lock it in. And that's when the deal got done. You know what I mean? Because it's those two guys that are going to be working with each other every single day in the locker room and the film room.
Now, a guy that's 35 and a guy that's 32, when you're that age, it doesn't really make a difference. But even at our age right now, we're 25, 24, someone who is 21 right now is somebody that I would like have a good time and hang out with. For example, my best friend's little brother is that age,
right? Who
I Snapchat all the time, who I'm actually like friends with, like I'm friendly with him. What I'm saying is these guys might have a different dynamic as a head coach and quarterback doing it together. Because as friends, imagine if you and I were quarterback and head coach, right?
That'd be pretty fucking sick.
It would be sick. But also, you know everything that I would do and vice versa. And it's like we can predict our moves. We can and we're cool with it. We know the decision making. Like
And the lingo's
I think there's
there.
More. And the lingo's there. There's so much.
And there's
more
no intimidation factor, right? Like I feel like sometimes with a coach, there's that intimidation factor of like disapproval, right? Like with those guys, even though they're like, there's a hierarchy for sure. It's like your boy with a common goal. If that makes sense.
And here's the other thing. Where did he say the only place he didn't want to go was? To the New England Patriots with probably the most intimidating head coach ever.
Yep.
So let me go to the Rams with the least intimidating coach ever, it's a guy who's my age.
We cracked the code. They went to Mexico together to hang out, have a couple cocktails, do a little surfing, little yoga, little wine and dine, get to know each other, couple cocktails, call it in the deal. Teams got it done. That's what happened. They didn't run into each other in Mexico. It wasn't no happenstance that like a trade between one of the 30 or two of the 32 NFL franchises happened at the same time. The head coach and the quarterback that got the move were in Mexico together. No way.
No shot.
No shot. Lasting topics here. Hockey tonight. Once the podcast is over, we've been watching the Philadelphia Flyers take off the Boston Bruins. Basically, we're going to hit hockey and NBA hard once NFL's over. NFL's kind of taken over, and it kind of always will take over the sports landscape as we'll start talking about the NFL draft, a bunch of other quarterback moves going on. But Bush and I will be diving more into hockey and basketball post-Super Bowl. Bush, any comments on the Flyers, the NHL in general, the NBA in general, the Sixers? What are you seeing so far? Quick comments here as we wrap up the podcast.
Absolutely. So very excited for the battle for first place in the East tonight. We got the Boston Bruins versus Philadelphia Flyers. As we speak, the Boston Bruins are currently up 1-0. So we'll see if the Flyers' young core can bounce back with Shane Gostisbehere being 5-0 since the guy has returned, and the Flyers being 30-12-1 since Gritty was acquitted of his assault allegations.
That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. From a dark moment in Flyers history of Gritty getting acquitted for assault, they really rose to the adversity and have gone 30-12 since then, which is huge.
Yeah. Thank God for security cameras.
Thank God for security cameras. And if Gritty gets into a little trouble again, maybe we'll see another spurt. So I'm not asking for it, but I'm just saying glass half full.
No further comments on the NBA.
And with that, we're going to wrap up this rather, quick episode 56 of the Free Parking Podcast. It's messing me up that we're episode 56 now, the week of episode Super Bowl 55.
You almost messed it up again, right?
I just did. I did again. Can you wrap this one up for me?
Everybody, thank you guys so much. All of you guys watching on YouTube, I appreciate you as well. For all the listeners out there, don't forget, go sub to the YouTube channel. Check us out on Instagram. And without further ado, D is my brother. Peace out, baby.
Thanks, brother.